Praise the Lord. We are all welcome once again to the journey of life, where we are learning life lessons to make sure that we fulfill the purpose of God for our lives. We've been studying the road signs, which are lessons we are learning to make us avoid some tragic and unnecessary accidents on the road of life, because life is a journey and not a competition. Today, we are talking about something that might not look like a road traffic accident, but I just couldn't go past it in looking for accidents in the Bible, because this was more than a road traffic accident. This was a pandemic. This was something that almost wiped out the whole generation of Israel. So it goes beyond just road traffic accident. And that's why, though it doesn't fall strictly into the category, I just couldn't jump it. I think that we should take a look at it. We find it in the book of Numbers, the chapters 13 and 14. The story talks about when spies were sent out by Moses to spy out the promised land. He sent 12 people. They went, spied it out, and came back successfully. And when they got back, there were two reports. The house was divided into a majority house and a minority house. Out of the 12 spies, 10 were on one side and 2 were on the other side. The 10 said the land was good. Everything God said about the land was true. But their verdict and conclusion was that it was not possible for them to possess the land, because the enemies in the land, they are too strong. The walls were so high, there was no way. And that they seemed like grasshoppers. They saw giants. And so the people would eat them up. And look at even how they described the land. They said it was a land or city that did what? It's like ate up its own inhabitants. You see some exaggeration in the whole story. But the people believed the story. They believed it. They got so angry with Moses and Aaron, and there was a revolt in the camp and a looter that, hey, no, let's choose new leaders. Let's stone these leaders who've brought us here. Let's go back to Egypt, where God delivered them from. But two of them, the minority group, Joshua and Caleb, said no. It's true the land is good. But they said we are more than able to defeat these people because God is with us. And they told them that our qualification that will make us defeat the people is not our strength. Our only qualification is that God should delight in us, period. But the people couldn't believe the two. They went on the side of the majority. And God pronounced his judgment upon them. That these people who have, despised him on these 10 occasions will never see the promised land. Here you find a spiritual law coming into operation, that it is not right for you to enjoy what you do not believe. Here we see a spiritual law coming into operation, that it is not right for you to enjoy what you do not believe. So God said, these people who have not believed my word, they will never see the promised land. They will die in this wilderness. But only Joshua and Caleb and all the children who were below 20 years will see the promised land. And it came to pass exactly as he said. That is why they roamed in that wilderness for 40 years. Because it took that time for all those people to die off, they never saw the promised land, though they were close to it. So we see here, this is a pandemic, not just an ordinary accident, because it nearly wiped out that whole race. And we see that their trouble was unbelief. It was unbelief. Unbelief. And I want us to understand that this unbelief cost Israel more than any other sin. This sin of unbelief cost them more than any other sin. It cost them more than idolatry. It cost them more than the fornication that they practiced, because this almost wiped them out completely. Unbelief is a deadly virus. So let's make sure that we deal with unbelief. As small as it might look, unbelief is a deadly virus. It's at the bottom of all the evil we find in our worship of God. So we see Isaiah asking in Isaiah 53 that who has believed our report, and unto whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? Whose report do you believe? Here we find that the minority rather had the truth, and the majority were in error. So the majority is not necessarily right. And we need to take note of that. Most of the time we sway on the side of the majority. Let's ask ourselves, what is God saying and where is the truth? Remember, it is not right to enjoy what you do not believe. Do you realize that when Jesus was on earth, a lot of the miracles he performed, he will make such a statement that be it unto you according to your faith. Wow. Be it unto you according to your faith. And some of them, he will ask them, do you believe I can do this? They say, be it unto you according to your faith. You are entitled to what you believe. So faith is important. Faith is important. And you realize this elder who was in the king's palace in Samaria when Elisha had prophesied that tomorrow by this time, and that elder did not believe. Elisha told him, because you did not believe, you see it, but you won't eat of it. So it's you can see it if you don't believe, but it's not right for you to enjoy it. So let us do well to believe what God says about himself. And one of the things we struggle with when it comes to believing God is that, our senses are limited and God is unlimited. By your five senses, you don't know it all. And by the power of your five senses, you cannot reason beyond a certain margin. There are rules in the spirit that we have no idea about. There are lines, even in the physical world, that man has not yet discovered. We have discovered a lot, and we are better than our forefathers. But hey, our grand and great-grandchildren, if Christ tarries, will come after us. And they'll say, what were our parents doing? They were riding cars on the ground when there was so much space in the air. So this brain is limited. But we're dealing with a God who has no limits. And it's going to be difficult. Not just going to be difficult, it is impossible to use a limited brain to capture an unlimited God. So let's know that faith goes beyond reason. But faith is not unreasonable. it's just higher than reason. Because faith goes beyond your five senses. So you realize someone like Peter, when they had gone to sea and they have done all they could and they had caught nothing, when Jesus appeared and he said, have you caught it? They said, no. Then he was telling, no, you cast your net here. And Peter will say that we have toiled all night and we have caught nothing. In other words, he was saying that we have used our senses and our know-how and we have come to zero. But he said, but at thy word, because you are saying it, I'll do it. And that is what faith, he's trying to say, that I'm not going to believe my senses. I've used it. I'm ready to believe what you are saying because I believe you are not a man and that you are God. A.W. Tozer will put it this way. He said that let faith support us where reason fails. It's going to get to a place where reason is going to fail. And when reason fails, it's going to take faith for us to keep on moving. You know, one of the struggles we have, even in our worship, is that our unbelief about the goodness and benevolence of God, it is that which forces us into acts of self-righteousness. You know, we don't believe God is that good to give everything free. So we still believe that though we believe in him, we must work for it. No, we must do something to qualify for it. No, he says it is free. But we are being so unreasonable, working for grace, when grace is free. Our duty is to receive a free grace and let grace bear fruit, right? But not for us to struggle to earn what God has given free of charge. Let's believe in the goodness of God and the benevolence of God, and trying to live according to works will go away because we will depend on him totally. Our duty is rather to show appreciation to him for what he has given freely by using it to serve him and not trying to earn it. Whose report do you believe? In this life, we are hearing reports day in, day out. Whose report do you believe? Is it the report of the majority? And let me even ask you, who are you listening to? Are you listening to the 2 who are saying what God has said? Or you are listening to the 10 who are saying what they see and what they are unable to believe? Who has your ears? What they heard brought fear. Their fear led them into a revolt. If you look at your actions, it will tell you what you believe. Mind you, it is not right to enjoy what you do not believe. Today's lesson has been about the virus of unbelief, which is eating us up. May faith arise in our hearts. May we believe all that God has said concerning himself, and we will have the right to come to the table that has been laid for the children. What is God doing in your life? What is God saying about you that you are finding difficult to believe? May the Spirit of God help you to stop doubting God, because it is true that the just shall live by faith. God bless you.